Hello, and welcome to another episode of Imperial Galactic Survival. In this episode of Top 10s, I am going to be dealing with deployables, basic little prefab structures that you have around either HV, CV, or bases. Well, I don't have any CVs here, or bases that you just keep in your library for those situations where you just have a particular itch to scratch. Either you're starting out, you're running a POI, or you're just simply in need of some storage. So let's go ahead and get started with number one. Number one is a basic little turret pack made out of just hardened steel blocks around the edge. It's got a basic SV turret or a basic HV turret that you have, and then on the internals you have a generator, a core, an ammo box comprising up the internals, a little bit of fuel, and just enough ammo space so that you can have it run in a POI for a while. And next you have a little bulwark that you basically just plop down out of your factory. You stand behind it, and then you shoot. And then you can crouch behind it, or go off to one side. Very simple. Next we have a storage and fridge setup along with the constructor. You have a container controller, a fridge, basically everything you need to spawn in some basic fabrication. Keep these up in your little keep this little thing up in your factory, and make sure that if you get stuck on a planet, you've got one of these printed up and you can get some fuel for it, some biofuel for it, and then just place it in there, or promethium fuel and just place it in there and get yourself back on your feet. Fridge, fuel, Wi-Fi, little generator, a little bit container controller, a little constructor, and simple, along with a little bit of storage. Next, you have the most commonly used one, at least by me, which is a tactical medical unit. Basically, it's Wi-Fi, a core, trauma station, and a spawn point with some attached storage on the side. Very basic, very simple. Probably whip one up and create it in a matter of seconds, so I'm not going to advertise it. Next, we have a little micro skiff, is what I call this. Now, it's got a core, a generator, an RCS, a detector, a light, and very little storage, and then a pilot seat. Very simple, very cheap to produce. Keep one in the factory, and if you have a teleporter accident and you remembered keep fuel on your hotbar or keep fuel with you, you can just spawn it in or get some fuel to spawn it in. Next, we have a remote fabrication unit. Now, this is only a constructor, storage, fuel, and generator, and some Wi-Fi to run it. Same basic principle as this, but a little more specialized. And again, you can whip these up in creative. I'm not going to advertise a link to this particular one. Next, we have starter blocks. Now, these are something that I had put together a while back, and they're available. They're available on my Discord. If you want the EBPs for them, just ask for the starter blocks, and I will just give you the BPs. And tell you how to put them in your library. Basically, it's a constructor, a solar panel, a generator, a fuel tank in case you want to run it by fuel. You've got a core, wireless, and some storage. Very simple, tier 1. Storage access is right here, and it's only 8600 because it's just very small. It's the basic of basic. Next, we have the T2 starter block. I had to think about that for a moment. And this one includes an armor locker, a fridge on top. It includes an armor locker and a fridge on top of what you had already, plus increased storage to the 182K. intermediate between T1 and T3. Next, we have the T3. Now, in this one, you have your large constructor, which can be upgraded to an advanced constructor underneath. So you have your shower over here, you have a shower over here, you have food processor, a fridge, 2 mist storage boxes, container controller with 320k. It's a little bit over. And you have everything that you had in the previous versions. Very, very simple. And then the 320k storage T3 salvage block. Now this is something, again, that you can just whip up in creative. This is just really hastily put together, and the reason I have shaping here is because I don't want to look at a brick. Very, very simple. Container controller with 320k, a little bit over, a core, and a wireless extender. Nothing else, nothing targetable, just leave it next to a POI, loot into it, connect to it with the controller, and loot into it. Very, very simple. And I will have a link to the Discord where you can get all of these. Some of them are on the workshop, by the way. There is one on the workshop, which is... which is the Galactic Expansion Industries HV Utility Kit. Now, this is meant for you to take into Creative. You take it into Creative, you use the selection tool to literally... See, there's an infinite fridge set up there. That doesn't have a generator in it. That's my bad. I'll fix that at the end of this video. Basically, it just has all of these little kits. You have the little one right here, you have this one, you have this one, that one, and then you have a T3 turret emplacement there, and the bulwark there. And you can, instead of subscribing to one of these items or all of these items together, you can simply go in, subscribe to one item, and save it to your personal blueprint factory. So take a look at that if you so choose. And make sure to leave a like, a subscribe, and a thumbs up on the video. I will see you next time. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Remember to be kind to your fellow humans, and I will see you next time.